Okay, now let's see. IELTS speaking part 1. In IELTS speaking part 1, examiner will ask you some simple questions. One sentence question. What is one sentence question? What is your name? My name is Asad. Two bands. Is it right? No. Okay. These questions are not even counted. How are you? Fine, thank you. Three bands. Not like that. Okay. They don't ask these type of questions. Questions will be asked on familiar topics like shopping, hometown, country, family, friends, movies, favorite things, favorite color, restaurants, food, anything like that, okay? And you have to answer. Part 1 is a friendly conversation with the examiner. Very friendly. I mean, examiner will ask you some questions, and the purpose is to relax your nerves. There'll be too much pressure. IELTS, IELTS speaking, face-to-face test with examiner. So you might have some anxiety and all that. Okay, just relax, calm down. They will ask you this part 1 just to relax you. Now, how to answer the questions? Very simple. Whatever the question is, remember, you will be marked on 4 things. In IELTS speaking, you will be marked on 4 things. Number 1, pronunciation. Now, pronunciation does not mean accent. Accent is something different. Accent is you speak English like British people. You speak English like Americans. That is what we call accent. Okay? They will not mark you on accent. They will mark you on pronunciation. When it comes to pronunciation, for example, you say, I like photography very much. Wrong pronunciation. If you say, I like photography, this is what we call stress pattern. So this is the part of your pronunciation. Democracy. Democracy is very important for any country. Democracy is very important for any country. So pronunciation will be judged. Democracy. Now, whether you say democracy, Arabs, Chinese Arabs, they speak like democracy is important for any country. Good? You understand. You naughty boy. Okay? Something like that. So this is just like this, they say, right? So pronunciation is important. After pronunciation, second criteria is fluency. Fluency means farlu bolna, okay? Don't stop. Just go on and speak. Now, what is fluency? I would like to tell you something. My favorite candy is eclair, and I have always liked this candy since my childhood. This is a very nice candy. That is why every day I take 2 to 3 eclairs. Eclair is my favorite candy. I like it very much, very much. Lack of fluency means repetition. Lack of fluency means after one sentence you stop. And lack of fluency means you speak word by word. How do you speak word by word? I like eclair candy very much. Okay? This is word for word. So speak fluently. Whether you speak slowly or you speak fast, you have to speak fluently. Right? This is the second criteria. Now, third criteria is grammatical range. And I advise you all for speaking part 1, you must use compound sentences. For example, why do you want to go to a foreign country? I really like to go to a foreign country because. Now, when you say because, it's a compound sentence. There is that acronym fans boy or fanboys, FANBOYS. जाके ना YouTube पे लिखिएगा fanboys, FANBOYS, and then you will learn all these phrases. This is what we call compound sentences. So make compound sentences. That is what we call grammar. And the last criteria is vocabulary. For vocabulary, I will only say whatever the question is, try to use the synonyms of that. Do you like fast food? Do you like fast food? For example, they say, do you like fast food? And you say, I like fast food. I like fast food very much. I like to eat fast food. See that? Plan for low band score. Do you like fast food? Oh, I really love eating pizzas and burgers. They are my most favorite. Whenever I go outside, I try to eat fast food at least once a week, something like that. So fast food, you use pizza burger. Pizzas and burgers. For like, you use the word love. For example, do you like Western music? I am literally obsessed with such type of music. Western music, such type of music. Do you like? I am obsessed. Understand? So when you start your answers like this, examiner will be, right? 99 students go there and they tell them thirsty crow and greedy dog. And you will be that 1% who is going, greedy dog, thirsty crow means planned answers. Only if you are going to be one of those, so you will end up getting 8, 8.5. Now, how to answer? 3 steps. Step number 1, answer the question directly. Do you drink hot water or cold water? I always love to drink hot water because it has so many medicinal benefits. Besides, hot water is this, blah, 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 right? So step number 1, answer the question directly. Okay. Step number 2, elaborate your answer in 2 to 3 sentences. For example, how often do you eat out? I always love to dine out with my family once a week, especially at the weekend. And then you can give reasons, 2 to 3 sentences. In part 1, never give long answer. In part 1, never give indirect answer. How often do you eat out with your family? Eating out is very important. Some people eat out a lot, some people eat out a little. Okay, you understand what my point is? These type of answers will irritate the examiner. So you have to give direct to the point answer, and this is how you got to go on, right? Now, after this, step number 3. Step number 3 is conclude your answer. So to answer your question, I like fast food very much and burgers are my most favorite. So to answer your question, I always dine out with my family once a week. To answer your question, or you can otherwise conclude your answer. So step 1, answer the question directly. Step 2, elaborate your answer. And step 3, you got to conclude your answer. Okay, like this you answer in part 1, and inshallah part 1 will give you, when you give good answers, you understand the questions, examiner is doing like this, you are like this. Very good. Now part 2, then part 3. And if in the beginning, zara bhi gadbad ho gayi, one of the students, he went up there for his speaking test, the test started, he started answering very well, and suddenly examiner said, oh my God. Examiner said, oh my God. The student said, maine to kuch bhi nahi kiya. Why is the examiner saying, oh my God? What happened? Examiner had forgotten to turn on the audio device. And then examiner said, okay, please leave the room. And the bacha was like, maine to kuch kiya hi nahi. They asked him to leave the room. Then after 5 minutes, they called him back. When this thing happens, you're not in your senses. You don't know what happened and all that. So he had his speaking test. It went badly. Luckily, he called me right after the test, sir. This thing happened with me. Students are very touchy and they have my number. कुछ भी होता है ना, IELTS के एग्जाम में अगर एक मक्खी भी आ गई ना, they report me. सर वहाँ पे एक मक्खी आई थी, उसने मेकअप भी नहीं किया हुआ था. Anything like that. So he reported me. I said, call them immediately. That was in Lahore. I said, call them immediately to retake or reschedule my speaking test. Otherwise, I'm going to complain head office, Australia. Yeah, he called them and they said, no problem. You come again tomorrow. They cancelled his first speaking test. Next day, he went with full confidence and he appeared. In speaking test, if you are not prepared means you enter and you have a fast heartbeat. अचानक ही सांस तेज हो गया, yeah, मुंह खुश्क हो गया. Okay, so then you can take your time. Even you can say, would you please take my test after 5 minutes? They will say no problem. They will call you again. Okay, never start in a hurry. कि अभी समझ ही नहीं आई और टेस्ट स्टार्ट हो गया. So take your time and they will ask you, should we start? If you're fine, it's not that बार बार लेके जा रहे हैं, ECG नहीं करनी. Okay. First try, give me some time, फिर बैठ गया, फिर give me some time, not like this, okay? You can use this thing for one time only, right? And then they'll go on with it, okay? All right, thank you.